Hey guys, Justin here. Now, this is a video I kind of don't want to make, but I kind of have to. And it's about the progression in the game. And basically, well, it needs to be overhauled. It really needs to be overhauled. Now, if you don't know, well, if you didn't see, which if you didn't, I'd recommend watching Quadro's video on this. I think Enlightened made a video on this. But watch a few of the videos. Also check out the new dev post. But basically, the progression. Like, first off, when I saw it, I generally got a little bit excited because I predicted back in, I think it was in my Normandy prediction video, I actually predicted that they would add a grenade launcher 2s to the game. So I predicted that, but Jesus Christ, the rest of the leveling and all of that, it's kind of a bit bad. Like, it's just meh, really. Like, the problem with it is just why do we need, like they need to properly rework the progression, because some of this is just why. For example, like, we're getting weapons we've already unlocked before. And we're getting, and it's just stupid, really. Like the Moscow thing, right? The Moscow ones, the flamethrowers, you can lock them on previous campaigns, literally for free. Like, these are literally just the same as you'd unlock in Berlin at a lower level. So if you've got Berlin at a lower level, at the, I can't remember what level it is, when you unlock the flamethrowers in Berlin, you basically get the exact same weapons, and it's boring, like. And if they keep doing this, it's going to kill the player base off, because people are just not going to grind up to higher levels anymore. Like, and you're going to have it so people are just going to stick to one campaign, and that's it. Like, I know I do stick to not only Normandy, but I'm trying to branch out into Berlin, because it's a completely different campaign. Compare that to, say, for example, the Moscow. You get the same weapons in Berlin as you get like in the last couple of updates. Berlin weapons are in Berlin are also seeping into Moscow, and vice versa. Like the flamethrowers, the PPSH as well, and it's just like, why? Like, I get it, they were around during the time period, but it's like, why do we need these when there's other weapons in the game? As well as this weapons and vehicles like the Churchill, for example, and the Lewis are being held as premium squads. I'm going to use those on their, in campaigns, when they really should be in Tunisia. Tunisia is literally being bastardized because of it. Like, look at Moscow, with the Lewis. Look at it with the Valentine. And look at the new Churchill tank. Those should already be in Tunisia. Like, come on. Like, the same with like the Matilda. There's so many missing vehicles as well in Tunisia. They need, and the thing is as well, the M1 Garand. Like, the grenade, or the Kar98K as well. This was really what pissed people off the most. It's the fucking Kar98K! You were unlocking the Kar98K for the third fucking time! Like, come on! Like, I'm generally making a video on the bad weapons, and, what's it, the Axis, and I'm literally thinking of putting the Kar98K, the regular grenades, on the list for, like, what to make a video on, because it's just the same weapon, only a higher cost. It's the exact same as the A4. It's literally the fucking A4 again, like the A4 for the Americans. There should be a lot more. As well as this, it's just like the P51. I'm pretty sure it's already in the game already. Like, it's just why? Like, and also as well, the Stug 3. Just why? Why is it? Why we get like the Stug 3, for example? Why is it here? As a premium. It's probably the Stug 3 was the most mass-produced assault gun of the war, and I'm pretty sure it's one of the second most produced armored vehicles of the war, behind the T-34, maybe behind the Sherman, but just right. It was like it was near enough the workhorse of the German army of the vehicle. So why is it a premium squad? Seriously, like, there needs to be, before the game releases, there needs to be a massive overhaul of the game, and the main thing to do with this is basically reworking the progression, because new players are going to either A, stick to one campaign, or B, just don't grind. They see this massive grind with them, like, oh no, I'm not going to grind as much. And they need to fill in all the missing content, like the Easy 8, the Tiger, the Drum Mag Thompson in Normandy, you know, stuff like that. The STG in Berlin, basically every half the British arsenal, like the Matilda, the Churchill in Tunisia, like get rid of half the American weapons and just replace them with the fucking, you know, with some of the British weapons, like the Lewis. The Lewis isn't in the game yet. The Lewis gun isn't in the game yet. That probably should have been added by now. And it's been added, it's a bloody premium squad. The the Valentine as well. The Matilda. All of those tanks. And as well as this, this is a issue I've got a big problem with, which is oversaturation, like, of certain weapons, especially German weapons. Like, the Kar98K is a great example. So is the MP40, because they're on every fucking campaign. We're unlocking the Kar98K on every fucking campaign for the Axis. Like, why? Why do we need like a bunch of Kar98K, like the Kar98K on every campaign? Why do we need the fucking MP40 on every campaign? Like, I'm trying to think of other weapons. Like, they're the only two major weapons that stand out. But also, you know, the pre-war Kar98K, for example, with the scope. It's just like you get it on like 3 campaigns as well. That's fucking absurd. Like you're not. I can understand it in Moscow, and maybe if it's like the initial unlock in what's the map? In Tunisia, if it's the initial unlock, maybe, but Berlin? Really? Out of all the weapons, you put the fucking pre-war Kar98K. I'm pretty sure when I made my Berlin video, I was questioning it as well. As well as that, the A1, the Springfield A1. Why is that in the game? Like, I know it's better than the A4, but the A4 should have been the default sniper rifle. Like, and the scoped FG42 as well. Like, I love the FG42, the scoped FG42, but why is it a sniper rifle? It's just like there's a lot of other weapons like this as well. As well as that, they're missing tanks. Like the Puma, for example, is not a really it wasn't a huge armored car of World War II. You look at something like, say, the Stuart, the Sherman, the Panzer IV, the Panzer III, the Panther. You know, they were big tanks. They were used quite commonly. The Puma, there was only about 200 of them made, or something ridiculous like that. And you know, the Axis, they're missing out on the Stug 3. They're missing out on the. Now I know they couldn't throw a Stug 3 against the. I know that for that one they couldn't throw a Stug 3, but the Panzer IV J, they could have replaced that with the Stug 3. I think there has to be a massive rebalance of, when the game comes out, the whole tree needs to be rebalanced. Not one unlock every level, it has to be multiple unlocks every level. So like, for example, at level 15 for the Allies, and for the, in Normandy, for example, where you get the Panzer IV J and the, there should be another, there should be another squad, not another vehicle squad, like, not another, it's vehicle 2, it's vehicle cruise 2, but you can have a second vehicle, a second tank squad, and you can use something like, say, and also unlock there is also like the Sturmbagutz 3. You also unlock, I don't know, something else for the Americans as well. And like little later on, like you get like the, the Easy 8 and stuff like that. Like I wouldn't mind if they added like the Easy 8 and the Tiger as the max level unlocks for Normandy. But come on, like they need to do something. And I think this is where you guys need to come out. This is something Quadro put right at the beginning of his video, but I'm also going to put this as well. I'm probably also going to timestamp it as well. But this is generally important. The community needs to make its voice heard on this because, otherwise the player base is going to bleed. Like, and generally the gameplay is it's a really good game. Like, people love it because it's a good game. But if they keep doing this, they keep giving us the same weapon, it's going to get repetitive, and it's going to stop bleeding the player base dry. And, you know, the players need to, you know, the community needs to come out and say this. You know, share my video, share Quadro's video, share everyone's videos, basically. Share people's videos who are calling people out on this. Like, I reckon every content creator, like myself, for example, we hate criticising the game, but we feel like we have to criticise this update because if it's, you know, it's a pre-warning to going down a pretty dark path. Now, I am saying, you know, make your voices heard on the forums, you know. I'm not saying, like, oh, spread harassment to the devs or anything like that. Just make your voices heard. There's a difference between feedback, obviously, and critique, and borderline harassment. You know, borderline harassment's, of course, not cool, it's stupid, but having, you know, honest critique, criticism, feedback, all of that, that is, you know, that's not welcome, that's healthy for, you know, a good, stable business. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here. You know, share this video, like, comment, subscribe, share Quadro's video, share everyone else's, and you know, share, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.